On this episode, 7 types of preppers you need to avoid when it hits the fan. Hey everyone, I'm Scott Hughes and this is episode 15 of the Pondering Prepper Show, and today we're going to talk about 7 types of preppers you should avoid in a survival event. You need to realize not all preppers are created equal, and today I wanted to cover the types you should avoid after an SHTF situation. I know there are going to be some people out there that disagree with me here, and that's okay. It's just my opinion and what I think would be best for all of us. First, know that I believe the old saying, strength in numbers, but numbers aren't the only thing that's important. If you had a group of 50 and 47 of them were ready and willing to stab you in the back, given the opportunity, then there isn't much strength with those numbers. During a survival event, those type of people are going to be the ones that drag you down and possibly put you in danger. They tend to make rash decisions, oftentimes don't take prepping seriously, can easily crack under the pressure, and flat out just have no idea what they're doing. I'm sure you've already met people like this, probably even in the prepper community. All right, so let's jump in and dive a little deeper here, and I'm going to a bit of detail on the types of preppers you want to avoid when it hits the fan. Number 1 is the newbie prepper. Now, newbies aren't bad, they're just new. Since they're just getting their feet wet with prepping, they're going to need a lot of help and attention, and will most likely make a lot of mistakes along the way. They tend to become overwhelmed pretty easily, especially when you start talking about everything that needs to be done. They'll very likely require constant attention and continuous advice and guidance. This can put a drain on your time and your energy during the event. Now, don't get me wrong here, they usually have good intentions, the desire to learn, but in a survival event, they just won't be able to pull as much weight as they need to, then you'll be stuck picking up their slack. And I understand, I mean, if you meet somebody today, tomorrow, or next week, and it hasn't hit the fan, then by all means, take them under your wing, teach them the ropes, and help them get on the right path. There's nothing wrong with this approach. There's nothing wrong with helping people. There's nothing wrong with teaching people. Number 2, the commander prepper. I'm sure we all know this one. This type of prepper will typically use fear, intimidation, and power to get his or her way. They will force others to follow their commands by pointing out their perfect bug out plan. Now, no matter how bad the situation gets, no one wants to be pushed around. Having a commander prepper in your group could easily create a lot of tension and affect the group's ability to function. Overall, this is going to put your chance of survival in jeopardy. They need to understand there's a fine line between commanding and leading people. Third type of prepper on our list of ones to avoid is the homestead prepper. Now, this type of prepper tends to hunker down more than anything else, which is fine in most situations, but not every situation. They grow their own food, usually have sustainable water supply, nice safe room or basement, but when it comes to serious survival skills, particularly knowing what to do in a bug out situation, they may be lacking in that department. A lot of these people love their homes so much they could just flat out refuse to bug out regardless how bad the situation gets. Number 4 on our list is the Panicky, weak-minded prepper. You probably know this one too. This type of prepper will most likely get you into trouble because they mostly rely on their emotions. They're easily upset and typically have a very short temper. If they're placed under any kind of pressure, they're usually the first to break and make really hasty decisions that could put the entire group at risk. Okay, the 5th type of prepper that we're going to avoid is the gun enthusiast. Stop. I know. Why are you attacking me, bro? I love my guns. Look, I hear you, but in the world of prepping, they aren't everything. We need more than just guns. Don't get me wrong. I love guns too, and completely agree that we should stock as many critical guns as we can. I don't want the comment section to turn into a bunch of negative comments coming at me because either about the homesteading prepper or the gun nut prepper. Just hear me out. We need to be well armed in case disaster strikes. I know that. I agree with it 100%. But it is possible to go overboard. If you focus on guns as your main or only priority, when it hits the fan, you will be ill-equipped in all the other areas. Gun-obsessed preppers are usually the ones who end up raiding other groups for supplies. Not always, but usually. And the reason for this is because they've stocked their weapons, they've stocked their ammo, but if that is their main focus, they've neglected to stock the other things. So That's all I'm going to say. I love guns too, okay? I love them. But I like water and food too. Number 6, the accidental prepper. These types of preppers aren't prepared because they're truly passionate about survival, but really just because they're very organized and have supplies on hand for handling everyday emergencies. For example, they might have a well-stocked first aid kit and a drawer full of flashlights with extra batteries, just in case the power goes out. These are all great things to have, obviously, but in a true shift situation, they aren't going to be enough. See, accidental preppers are good to go for the short term. They're only prepared for mild disasters that are pretty easy to predict. When it comes to unexpected emergencies or major disasters, they're going to have a hard time surviving. Okay, number 7 on our list of preppers to avoid are the bragging preppers. You know these people. I hope you're not one of these. This type of prepper takes pride in how prepared they are for an apocalyptic event. They also find it hard to keep their mouths shut about their food preps, their water supply, their guns, their ammo, on and on. They just got to tell somebody. The problem is, if a disaster does happen, those ill-equipped groups that we talked about earlier, they're going to come after this guy and his preps because he's told everybody. I think we discussed this in another episode. This isn't the type of person you want to be near when it hits the fan and all those other groups come looking, right? All right, guys, I know this was a short episode. We are moving studios in the next 3 weeks, so these episodes are probably going to be somewhat short like this, 3 to 7 minutes. But those were my top 7 types of preppers you need to avoid when it hits the fan. When I was making this list and doing the research and thinking about all the different types of people I don't want near me, I actually came up with 17 types of preppers to avoid, but I knew that was going to be a run-on, lengthy episode, and I didn't want to keep you guys too in front of your screens too long. So what I did was I went ahead and created a downloadable PDF for you guys. It includes everything we just talked about today, along with the other 10 types of preppers to avoid in a survival event. There's going to be a link in the description for you to grab a copy of it. So head over there and grab that. Real quick, I know just a couple days ago we had that mass shooting in Florida at the school. As of right now, 17 confirmed dead, 14 critically injured. I don't know when this airs. I don't know where those numbers will be. I did find a couple links to some really good organizations down there that are taking donations. The state of Florida said all the funeral costs are going to be covered, but as we know, there's a ton of other things that go into that. So my thoughts and prayers, hopefully yours are too, are with everybody that was infected with that or by that. I'm going to put some links in the description also to if you have anything where you can help, or just share the links to somebody else that may be able to help. Click those and let's do what we can. Let's pull together for those people in that situation. That's it. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to click the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And before you leave, if you know anyone that could use this information, might find it useful, maybe they need the PDF, go ahead, tag them in the comments, or just straight up share it with them. And with that, until next time, stay always ready, my friends. Take care.